सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। PDF page 61, Gita Press page 56, Bhaashyam of mantra number 7. Okay, we will read the Bhaashyam. Tasmācca Purūṣāt
karmāṅgabhūta
devā bahudhā vasvādiganabhedena samprasūtāḥ samyak prasūtāḥ. Yeah. So we have been looking at Srishti Prakaranam. So this idea of Srishti is mentioned by the Upanishad in this section. And this mantra also continues with that same theme. So tasmācca, from that same tasmācca, in addition to everything that was said as being created by that Purūṣa, tasmācca Purūṣāt, the following are also products. Okay, idea being for us, the important idea is that Brahman is there in and through. In and through. God is not sitting in heaven. This idea has to be constantly brought in as we study this. And so that God is Brahman for us, or in this case Saguna Brahma, because Nirguna Brahma cannot create anything. So Maya Sahita Brahmanaha Purūṣāt samprasūtāḥ. You can see the verb samprasūtāḥ in this mantra also. So we saw this. Tasmāt cha Purūṣāt karmāṅgabhūtāḥ devāḥ bahudhā devāḥ samprasūtāḥ. All the deva ganas have been also created from that same Brahma. And we saw this Vasvadi Devagana, and so this Ashtavasus Ityadi, we saw all that. So 33 33 types of devas or groups of devas have been created. So there was a question about how the other derivatives, how the other devas have come about. So that question is still pending. I got a couple of answers and I'm still researching that. There is a dialogue where Yajnavalkya is asked all these questions. How many devas are there? Then he says something like 303, 333 and then 1033, all these things he says. Then he comes down, then there are 1000, then there are less, then there are 33, then there is 10, then there is 3, then there is 1, like that he comes. And then finally he says, okay, there are 33 devas. All devas are derivatives of these devas. These devas themselves are derivatives of Brahma. Like that he is saying that in that particular section of the Upanishad. Now, there is the idea that the Puranas talks about Lord of Devatas, which the Vedas do not talk about. So there is that whole idea, and when I get some clarity on this topic, what happened, when and all that, I don't know if I will get an answer, but if I want to see what answer I will get. Okay, so there is an answer out there. So that Vasvadi Gana Bhedena samprasūtāḥ, samyak prasūtāḥ, samyak. Those prefixes are very important for us in Sanskrit. If somebody has said, there is a reason for that. Sam means they are not randomly produced, randomly created. Indra has his padavi because of a particular reason, because of the punyam papam that Indra has got. Punyam Indra has got, and so he has so much punyam that he can't be born on earth. Okay, that is the idea there. So, having said that, we can read the next sentence. Sādhyā. Sādhyā.
Sādhyā.
Deva visheshaha.
Deva visheshaha.
Manuṣyāḥ.
Manuṣyāḥ.
Karmādhikritaḥ.
Karmādhikritaḥ.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji.
So the word sādhyā is there in the moolam. Next word in the moolam is sādhyā. Shankaracharya is saying deva visheshaha. Okay, I mentioned devas earlier, but there is another type of deva that is not included in that list of devas, and that is called sādhyā. And these sādhyās, Swamiji said, it is associated with pitru-devataha, our pitris, our ancestors. And so ancestor-related devatas, one particular type is called sādhyā, and they are called sādhyā. Then manuṣyāḥ. Shankaracharya need not have written anything, but he mentions an important thing that is unique to manuṣyās. And so he says karmādhikritaḥ. Okay, karmādhikritaḥ. Karma. Adhikritaḥ means what? Adhikari. Karmādhikari. So karmādhikritaḥ means karmādhikarinaḥ. Our Balabodhini, somewhere I remember I wrote it down. So he says, Maniprabha says karmādhikarinaḥ. Those who have the capacity to do karma. That is called manuṣyāḥ. That means Indra and all don't have that capacity that we have. Because bhoga shariram out there, lost in bhoga, and so there is not much you can do. Suppose you go on a cruise trip. Cruise. What can you do in the cruise trip? Tell me. GPS also down. Even phone calls you can't do. What you can only enjoy all the cookies and ice creams they give there. When should you enjoy? you can enjoy 24 hours. No problem, no end at all is there. What can you do? How long can you see the ocean? How long can you sit there? Ooh, you can say. And then what happens after? Ooh, keep on 24 hours, you will be saying ooh or what? You can't do all that. So finally, you have to come back to that place. You keep looking. They have this number of deserts they have in this huge ship. I tell you, the kids are just going crazy. They can't sit because they don't know if they have to go to the swimming pool or they have to eat ice cream. So they will do both and come. They'll do here, then come here, add some ice cream, they go back again here, they'll do all kinds of stuff. So that is how it is, Indraloka. But here, karma is there, free will is there. If you want free will, then you have karma. Karma here means Vaidika karma. General karma is also there. Everybody is qualified to do karma. General, secular karma. But we are talking about Vaidika karma here. And that is why this dharani, dharti is called karma bhumi. Karma bhumi. Alright. So, and then let's read the next one. Paśavo. Yeah, Hemaji can unmute herself. Yeah.
Paśavo.
Gramyaranyaha.
Gramyaranyaha.
Vayāṃsi.
Vayāṃsi.
Pakshinaha.
Pakshinaha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in Ashavidya Gurukulam we didn't have this problem. Mute yourself, unmute yourself, spotlight, this, that. We didn't have those kinds of discussions. And so we just coasted through. Anyway, that's good. So Paśavo. In Tamil Nadu, Pashu means cow. Pashu means cow. They don't generally use that word anywhere else. But here, Paśavo, Shankaracharya is explaining to us what a Pashu is. Gramyaranyaha. Gramyaha, aranyaha cha gramyaranyaha. Alright. Gramyaha. Domesticated animals are called gramyaha. All domesticated animals. So anything could be in the wild, but once it is domesticated, it becomes gramyaha. Then what about wild? That's called aranyaha. Aranyaha. All animals, in other words, domesticated animals and wild animals are called gramyaha and aranyaha or aranyaha, which is the meaning of the word paśavo, which is the plural for the word pashu, like guru, guruhu, guravaha, so like that. Then there is a particular vyutpatti for this pashu. Sarvam avisheshena pashyati. I don't know what that means. Avisheshena pashyati. That which sees everything as identical, it seems. Avisheshena. It's called a pashu. I don't know. I need to look at that some more. Means they don't have any knowledge of what's what, etc. I suppose. Except for their survival. Sarvam avisheshena pashyati. Anyway, next word, vayāṃsi. Vayāṃsi. So this birds, vayāṃsi, birds. Pakshinaha. Pakshi. Paksha means wing. Paksha is a wing. Pakshaha asya asti iti pakshin. Pakshin. And so pakshi is a singular. Then pakshinaha, plural. That's what he's saying here. Pakshinaha, vayāṃsi. Sanskrit students. Sakaranta napumsakam. Like manas. Manaha, manasi, manāṃsi. Like that. Vayaha, vayasi, vayāṃsi. And there is also sakaranta. Vayas means age. Age also is vayas only. But here bird. Bird is vayas. So birds are also tasmāt purushat eva samprasūtāḥ. Like that we should add. Next, let's read this. Jivanam cha.
Is it my turn? Jeevanam cha
Manuṣyādīnām
manuṣyādīnām
prāṇāpānau
prāṇāpānau
vrīhiyavau
vrīhiyavau
havirarthau.
abhirarthau.
Okay, let's pause there. So prāṇāpānau, Shankaracharya is explaining that. He is saying manuṣyādīnām jivanam is called prāṇāpānau. Like that he is saying. So that prāṇāpāna, so the pancha prāṇā are there. They are the ones. Prāṇāpānau means what? Prana and apana. Respiration and excretion. Prana, apana. And means it is a upalakshanam for all pancha pranaha. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samanaha. Okay, all that. All the physiological systems. And he is saying that it is manuṣyādīnām jivan. Hey, these are the ones that give life to a human being, that are indicators of life and givers of life also. Jivanam. Okay, so that all that is possible because of prāṇāpāna. Life is made possible for human beings, he says. And human beings includes is a upalakshanam for all pranis. That's why these jivas, all jivas are called pranis. Pranis. Why? Prāṇah asya asti iti prāni. Prānin. Prāni. Prāninau. Prāninaha. Like that it goes. So, the one who has prana is called a prani. So, here, jivanam cha manuṣyādīnām prāṇāpānau. Then he says, vrīhiyavau. That is the moolam. Vrīhiyavau. Hope you are following the moolam. And what is vrihi? Vrihi means paddy. In short, it means rice. And then yava. Yava is jau. Jau. In Hindi they say jau. So in our Tamil they say this vargodumai, they say. So vargodumai is one of the different types of millets and wheats available. So this is commonly said, vrīhiyavau, vrīhayascha yava ascha rudram. So all that, all those references, this reference comes everywhere. But Shankara says, no, don't take it as the food. Don't take it as rice as food. Don't take it as this jau as food. It's not food. It is what is to be offered in the yajna. That is what he is saying. Havirarthau. Havis arthaha. Yasya saha. Havirarthaha. Tau havirarthau. Means that whose function is what? To be used in the yajna as havis. Havis means what is offered into a yajna. Okay. So, that is what is meant to be offered in a yajna as havis is these two, vrīhiyavau. And in short, all grains, all the grains that are eventually eaten by human beings, consumed, havirarthau. Havihi eva arthaha prayojanam yasya saha. Sanskrit students. Arthaha. Here artha is prayojanam. Prayojanam. Purpose. Benefit. Not meaning and all that. Artha. Okay. So, again, Sanskrit students, havis sakaranta napumsakam, just like vayas and manas. So, havihi, havishi, havimshi. Havihi, havishi, havimshi. That is how it goes. Okay. Good. Next. Tapaḥ ca. Bhavani ji. Tapaḥ ca.
tapaḥ ca
karmāṅgam
karmāṅgam
Purūṣa samskara lakshanam
Purūṣa samskara lakshanam
svantantram ca
svantantram ca
phala sadhanam.
phala sadhanam.
Yeah. So the next word in the moolam is tapaḥ. Tapaḥ. And tapaḥ also is sakaranta napumsakam lingam. Okay. Tapaḥ, tapasi, tapāṃsi. So now Shankara is giving, he is saying there are two things you have to include in this tapas. Okay, what is tapas? Tapas is any discipline. Any discipline. And what is that discipline? He is saying, first is karmāṅgam. Karmāṅgam. And the second is svantantram cha. The cha means that is the cha. Karmāṅgam and svantantram. That's what he is saying. Okay. And let's look at svantantram. Svantantram. Svantantram is a main ritual, a main activity. Any ritual that one does, which is the main, which is the pradhana karma, moola karma, mukhya karma. Okay. So one homa is being done, Ganapati homa, means that Ganapati homa is the main ritual. Then there might be satellite rituals. There will be often. Satellite rituals will be there. And people will be doing those. Without our knowledge, we may not pay attention. Somebody is doing japa. Okay. Somebody is doing some other karma. Some puja has to be done. All these things are all satellite karmas. Satellite karmas. So that satellite is the karmāṅgam. Svantantram. Svantantram means it's something that doesn't depend on anything. Svantantram. That is the main puja. That is the main homa. That is the main yajna. Svantantram cha. Okay. And it is like, so anything you take, you go to Rameshwaram or you go to Kashi. Going to Kashi and seeing Kashi Vishwanath, that is the main thing. In the side they will ask you to do all these things. Going to Sabarimala, now Sabarimala season is about to end, I think. So today, tomorrow it's going to end. And so going to Sabarimala and climbing the 18 steps. Padinettam Padi. Okay, that 18 steps he has to climb. That is the main pradhana karma. That is the mukhya karma, svantantram karma. But then, if you look at the karmāṅgam, the accessories, satellite karmas, so many are there. 41 days discipline, major discipline. Discipline, they have to follow all kinds of discipline. They have to wear one type of costume, black color. They have to stop smoking, they have to stop drinking if they have these habits. Okay, they have to be by themselves. They have to lead a life of a brahmachari. No, they can be in a family, but lead a life of a brahmachari. And kallum, mullum, kalukku, mettai. So all these things are there. So they don't wear shoes at all, slippers at all. They don't wear, many of them. Like this, rigorous austerities are there. They are all karmāṅgam. They are all required. And then you have to carry the irumudi. Irumudi is there. They have to. It's a particular. They have all these samagris, and then they keep it there on the head. And then they are part of a. They will be led by Gurusami. The leader is called a Gurusami. Gurusami has done this so many times. Okay. More than a dozen times, 16 times, 20 times, 25 times. and he becomes a leader. Guru Sami he is called. And Guru Sami will take with him any number of people, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. As a group they will all go. And that is how it is done. This is the ritual. So you saw, svantantram karma is that 18 body, 18 steps you have to climb in Sabarimala. 18 steps symbolizing the victory over all kinds of ragadveshas. Okay? And then you go there. That is the svantantram karma. Everything else is called as karmāṅgam, angam. One is angi, this is angam, angaha. Angi and angaha. Angi is the main thing. So, svantantram cha phala sadhanam. Now, if you ask me, which one produces the result of the karma, if you say, you know what? The karmāṅgam does not produce results. The mukhya karma, pradhana karma, svantantram karma alone produces the result. That's why he says, svantantram cha phala sadhanam. That is the main thing. Everything else has to be done, no doubt. But if you do the other things, it doesn't give you any benefit. The benefit of the ritual does not accrue to you until the main one is done. Partial benefit, if I do the vrata and then not go to Sabarimala, if you say, then you will get the benefit of whatever that karma is. Benefit of being free from alcohol for a few days. That's good. It has a benefit, no doubt. But the benefit of the karma is not there. Okay? That's why he says, svantantram tapaḥ cha phala sadhanam. And then karmāṅgam, Purūṣa samskara lakshanam. All these other things, disciplines we said, in preparation to head towards Sabarimala and do the final ritual, it is Purūṣa samskara lakshanam. They're all, this samskara is a beautiful word in Sanskrit. Samyak kriyate iti samskaraha. Samyak kritam iti samskritam. That also is, samskritam also is same derivation. Same thing. I am it's a very interesting thing. Because kri dhatu, same sampurvaka kri dhatu only it is. So one is ganj, the other is tap pratyaya. Okay. So Purūṣa samskara lakshanam, characterized by this karmāṅgam is that karma which is characterized by samskara. Purūṣa samskara. Samskara means, all these, in a Vedic lifestyle, all the samskaras are there. But garbhadhanam. Garbhadhanam, conception. At the time of conception, there is a prayer, there is a ritual done, and there is a karma done. That's called garbhadhanam. For prayers. Because once the conception happens, then that whole life changes now. Now expectations are there. A lot of things are going to happen. Not just to the mother, but to the child and to the family also. So garbhadhanam. Then pumsavanam. Praying for the health of the fetus. Then simantonayanam. Simantonayanam. So that 6 months, 5 months, 6, 7 months, in that range, they will have the function. For the proper further growth of the fetus and the well-being of the mother, that simantonayanam. Then jata karma. Okay. Jata karma is the birth, celebration of birth. Then what? Then you have namakaranam. Then you have this one, nishkramanam. The first outing of the baby, nishkramanam. Then you have annaprāsanam, food. All these are very big things because the child has never taken solid food. Solid food as first time going in is a major milestone it is. Annaprāsanam.
Chaulam.
Chaulam. Then tonsure. Chodakaranam sometimes they say. Chaulam. And then study. Study will start. Oh boy, this is Vedarambham. Karna Vidya. There is a Karna Vidya, I think it's called. And because this piercing the ears.
Karna Vedanam.
Karna Veda.
Karna Vedanam.
So that this particular part of the body, center of the earlobe, is connected. It activates the brain, it seems, and so they just pierce these ears. Child will be simply watching like this, and then click, you do this, and then he doesn't even know what happened. He doesn't know what happened. After some time, it realizes something happened. It starts crying. Poor thing. Anyway, Karna Veda, then Vedarambam, and then completion of the Veda is there. Samavartanam, completion of the studies, Veda Padashala studies. Then times come for Grahastha life, therefore Vivaha. Then Vivaha goes on for a while. Vivaha, Vanaprastha. And then you have Sannyasa. Then Antyeshti. 16 major samskaras. Different books will say different things. 25, somebody will say 25. Somebody will say, one second please don't interrupt me. So 25, somebody will say 30, somebody will say 41. Different smritis will say different. But this is 16. 16, if we remember, then you can stretch. You can have any type of ritual any time. So we can look at the 41 and see what else is there. Okay, but at least we must be able to remember this basic 16 Shodasha Samskaraha. So samskara, very big event. And for ladies, they have some other samskaras. Okay, because their biology is different, and so that celebration, look at that. Some Purūṣa samskara lakshanam. That ritual is critical. It is important. Their life cannot be led without that samskara. That is what he's saying. Simply passing on, say congratulations and all, not enough. It's not enough. Congratulations is not a ritual. Hey, you have to go through this. Then that person is vested. Upanayanam, I missed one thing in between. Upanayanam. Okay, so that sacred thread is there. Ladies will have to have Upanayanam also. That means what? Now a responsibility. This boy is hardly 7 years old. And suddenly a responsibility is vested on the boy. You can't keep running around. You have to take a bath as early as possible, not at 10 o'clock in the morning. That itself is a change in lifestyle, Then you have to do all this sandhya vandanam. 10-15 minutes you have to learn to stand or sit. So it's a big thing for the boy. Can you believe that? Discipline. And then he'll be playing. Suddenly he will say, wait, I have to go home. What are you going home for? We are in the middle of this game. This and all, middle game and all, you guys carry on. I'll have to go home. Look at that. Suddenly that whole mental shift happens. It's beautiful. Anyway, all that you can read into it. Purūṣa samskara lakshanam. I mean, you all know these things. But therefore, phala this Purūṣa samskara lakshanam karmāṅgam cannot produce any result. Then the main karma, svantantram karma, for which the other karma are all satellites, accessories, which support the main karma. That is the one that we will say is a phala. It is like going to school. Okay, you take a bus and the child goes, everything, lunch box, everything is packed, everything, all that is karmāṅgam. Finally, what matters? Even sitting and studying in class, I don't know if it is main karma. Finally, you have to write the exams, you have to understand what is being said, and so forth. But anyway, that process, eventually everything fructifies into what we want. All right. Next. Śraddhā. Śraddhā.
Śraddhā.
Yat purvakah.
Yat purvakah. Śraddhā yat purvakah.
Sarva purushartha.
Sarva purushartha.
Sadhana prayogaha.
Sadhana prayogaha.
Chitta prasadaha.
चित्तप्रसादः
Astikya buddhihi.
आस्तिक्य बुद्धिः.
Yeah, we'll put a full stop there. Gita Press, there is no full stop, so you're welcome to put a full stop there. Śraddhā. So all of us are familiar with this word śraddhā. So let's look at the word astikya buddhihi. Three meanings Shankaracharya gives. Appears like three meanings. First, astikya buddhihi. Veda is the pramanam for moksha. For all the karma I do, Veda is a pramanam. That belief is called śraddhā. That vishwasaha is called śraddhā. Okay, it's called astikya buddhihi. Astikya buddhi. This astika we say, no? Astik hai, nastik hai, etc. That nastik, who is a nastik? One who doesn't accept the Vedas is a nastika. One who accepts the Vedas and lives by the Vedas is called an astik. That's what it is. Astikya buddhi. Now, and so Veda is looked upon as a pramana. Vede pramana buddhihi. Pramana buddhihi. Veda is a pramanam for me. Pramanam means what? It is whatever it tells is truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, that buddhi is called astikya buddhihi, pramana buddhihi. Alright, for karma it is my pramanam. All the karma it asks me to do. All the smritis have derived their content from Vedas. The Manusmriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Parāṣara Smriti, Apastamba Smriti, like this, so many smritis are there over different times. Rishis have given a manual for living. That manual for living is called a smriti. Do this, do that, don't do this, etc. And these are the karmas to be done. This is how the karma should be done, everything. Because Veda everybody cannot study, because it's a bit cryptic. So in a more understandable language, it is written by a person, by a rishi, and that is called a smriti. Okay? And so, you've got smritis coming from the karma kanda of the Veda. Karma kanda of the Veda. The portion of the Veda which talks about values and karma phalam, punyam and papam, all that is karma kanda. Now, there is another part of the Veda called Upanishads, which is the jnana kanda. And there also śraddhā is required. Okay? There also śraddhā is required. What śraddhā is required? That the Upanishad, what it is talking is absolutely true, and I have to know it. And in order to know it, I must have that śraddhā. What I need to have, in order to assimilate what the Upanishad says, that attitude is called śraddhā. Chitta prasada also. Next, chitta prasada means I don't doubt what the Upanishad says. Mundakopanishad is there. And suppose the attitude is, what is this, what is that, who said this, why is it not like this, why is it like, if I start doing like that, then Upanishad will not deliver its goods. Gone. Waste. It won't work. And it won't work because of the following reason. There is, okay, when you talk about Upanishad, it is parā vidyā. Apara vidyā is this dharma artha kama vidyā. Parā vidyā is moksha vidyā. Really speaking, there is no bridge between karma and jnana. No bridge, correct? There is no bridge. Really, you can't say, once I have done karma, I am going to directly, there's a nice bridge that takes me there. No. It is not there at all. Why? Because it is apara vidya. It is anatma vidya. This is atma vidya. What is the connection between atma and anatma? There is no logical connection. There is no logical connection. Like logically you do a bachelor's, logically you can decide what to do, then you can do a master's. Then based on that, logically you can step up to PhD. All that you can do. Medicine, like this, they have step up, they keep on doing all kinds of things. For years they do this and that and specialization and all. A logical progression is there. But guess what? Paravidya is not a logical progression of aparavidya. Why? Because there is no logic. Logic fails in aparavidya. In paravidya. Logic fails. You are the whole. No logic can prove it. That is why śraddhā is critical. Śraddhāvān labhate jnānam. Correct? Śraddhāvān labhate jnānam. What a statement it is. In which shloka it is? It is there in Bhagavad Gita 4.39, if you want to write it down. 439. Śraddhāvān labhate jnānam tatpara sanyatendriyaha jnānam labhva param shantim nachirenādi gacchati. Or achirenādi gacchati. So then, of course, we know the definition of Shraddha there. Guru Shastra Vakyeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. That we know. Because what am I going, what commentary I can give on the Moolam? Tell me, tasmācca. What commentary can I give? Pariksha lokan karmachita nirveda mayat brahmana nasti akritaha kritena then sah guru meva bigachet shrotriyam brahmanishtam. What commentary can I give? Nothing. What commentary can we give on moksha? Nothing. What commentary can we give on Atma? Nothing. We don't know anything. Nothing. It's all illogical. Not illogical, but beyond logic. I shouldn't say illogical. Once somebody tells you, it's like somebody tells you what the puzzle is. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's so easy. This fellow never answered the question. Suddenly he says, that's so easy. That's so easy. It appears easy. If it appears easy, it is good. And so, that is why Shraddha is critical there. He says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So what does the astikya buddhi do? It gives me chitta prasadaha. Means calmness of the mind. It is doubting Thomas. I'm not a doubting Thomas when it comes to this Shastra. Shastra, I just do what comes. That is why Shankara says in the Brahmasutra Bhaashyam. When it comes to karma, there is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do. Purūṣa, the agency, free will, ahankara has no role to play at all. No role to play. You just do whatever he says. Whatever Ritvik says, you have to do. Then he'll say, Amma, Devi has to come, the wife has to come. Then all this happens. Then you just simply follow, blindly follow. Some women know exactly at what time what happens, and before the Ritvik calls, she will be ready. I've seen this. So because they've done it so many times that they know exactly. And they will even say, this man is doing shortcuts, this man is not chanting properly, all that they know. Because they've been watching all these things. Anyway, that is different. Astikya buddhihi chitta prasadaha. Okay, chitta prasada means what? Is also Shraddha, he says, and then he gives the other meaning, which is yat purvakaha sarva purushartha sadhana prayogaha cha. So you should say, meaning of Shraddha is astikya buddhihi. Everything else is a result of that astikya buddhihi. Means what? Chitta prasada is a result of astikya buddhihi. Means I am free now, I am calm, I am ready to do what needs to be done. There is no second thing about it. Okay, and then he says yat purvakaha. Given Shraddha, why Shraddha is important? Yat purvakaha, preceded by which, okay, sarva purushartha sadhana prayogaha. Then whatever karma is required to do, I can employ it. Prayogaha, employ. I can employ the sadhanam, and which is a sadhanam for purushartha, all purusharthas. Dharmartha kama. Dharmartha kama, when it comes to this karma kanda, jnana kanda also is there, sarva purushartha, moksha sadhanam also I can employ, and I can employ it only when I have Shraddha in the Upanishad. And in the person who is talking, we can't keep on doubting. If we keep on doubting, gone case. Nothing will work. Neither useful for the teacher nor for the student. So yat purvakaha, preceded by which. Okay. So yeah. Śraddhā Purūṣaḥ. Yeah, so that's what 9.3 also, if you want, you can note. Chapter 9, shloka number 3. Krishna. Okay. Ashraddhadānah Purūṣaḥ dharmasyasya parantapa aprāpyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. There he says Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Here, what about those who don't have Shraddha? Ashraddhadānah Purūṣaḥ. And then dharmasya asya parantapa asya dharmasya ashraddhadānah. Though asya dharmasya asya sanatanaha dharmasya sanatana dharmasya. People who don't have any shraddha in it, what will happen? This is what he says. Mam aprapya nivartante. Not having gained me, they will return back to whatever it is. They have to go and then they have to come back. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. That is what he says. Very interesting statement. Mrityu samsara vartamani. They will come back to this kind of a samsara, which is fraught with birth and death. Like that he is saying. We saw this one also. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asadituchyate partha nachatat pretya no iha. I think in this camp, Vedanta camp, we briefly referred to that. Maybe, maybe not. That's a different hutam, I think. Yeah. Satyam priyahitam chayat. That was a different shloka. I take that back. Okay, so there also is in 17th chapter, 28th shloka, if you want, you make a note. Ashraddhaya hutam. What happens if I do something without shraddha? That also he says here. And he says, asadit uchyate partha. Hey partha, it is called asat. That kind of a karma is called asat. Means tamah pradhanaha. A karma is meant for something, and with shraddha is not there, and if you do it, many people do it like that. No, these fellows are just, they are just namesake Brahmins. That's it, namesake, namesake Brahmins. And he is just stuck in life, and the wife is pestering him, no, you have to do all these things. Because wife has a lot of shraddha, and this guy is just nothing to do with Veda, and just it's a formality. And I don't know what it's, constant tug of war, constant, lifelong. I've seen so many families like this. Constant, very sad to see that. And so, some karma is there. We all are going through all this. So, Ashraddhaya hutam. And so, that's the idea here. Next, satyam is the vakyam, moolam there. Tatha.
तथा
Satyam
satyam
anrita varjanam
anrutavarjanam
yatha bhutartha vachanam
yadha bhutardhavachanam
cha
cha
apidakaram.
apidakaram.
Yeah. So now he's explaining satyam. Satyam. So it's not an unknown word to us. And so Vedanta students, suddenly satyam means suddenly it goes to the satyam, vidyā, satyam, and so adhishtanam, the ultimate reality and all that. Now here it is not ultimate reality and all that. It is not Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, not that Satyam. Okay. Here it is Satya Vachanam. Shankaracharya is saying Vachanam. It has to relate to that, to that vocal apparatus, what I speak. That characterizing that speak. It's a characterization of the speech. And so he's saying Anrita Varjanam. It's all negatives, Vachanam, which is Anritam. Sorry, Vachanam, which is free. Varjanam, free of. Anritam. Ritam means truth. Anritam means falsehood, lie, whatever it is. Non-truth. The absence of non-truth. in one's speech is called satyam, abstaining or avoiding the speaking of untruth. That is unhurtful. And what? Yatha bhutartha vachanam cha. Okay, you don't say things that are lies, but then what about speaking the truth? Yeah, yatha bhuta artha vachanam. Very interesting word it is. Yatha bhuta artha. That artha which is yatha bhutam. Yatha bhutam means what? What is bhutam? Yatha bhutam, as it is. Telling things as they are. Don't exaggerate and don't diminish according to my own convenience. Don't do that. Yatha bhutartha vachanam. What a word it is. Yatha bhutam. So that is why our Vedanta is often called, the vision of Vedanta is called Yatha bhutartha drishtihi. Yatha bhutartha drishtihi. Okay? Yatha bhuta jnanam. Knowledge of what is. Okay? Yatha bhutam. Okay? Then alright. You have to say what you see. Exactly what it is. Don't exaggerate. Don't do all that stuff. Right? Yeah, there is that. Then what? Apida karanam. So should I say everything that I see? Everything that I know is truth, you keep on saying it. Keep on saying it. Okay? Your dress is not good. This color I don't like. Because that is truth, whatever is there in my mind, I say. Don't say all that. It's not needed. Everything that is truth, that is a fact also, you should not say. Why? Because otherwise it becomes pida karam. So he says apida karam. Your statement should be apida karam. Speaking the truth that is not hurtful. Because pida is also there. We saw that a Bhagavad Gita shloka. What was that? 17:15. Anudvega vakyam. Anudvegakaram vakyam. Satyam priyahitanchayat. Swadhyaya vasanam chaiva. Vāṅmayam tapa uchyate. Vak tapas. Krishna is talking about that. What do you want to know the rules for speaking? Then here are the rules. Anudvega karam vakyam. Say things that don't invoke the defense mechanism of the person. Doesn't make the person angry. Udvega. Don't raise the blood pressure of the person. Anudvega karam vakyam. And it must have what? Satyam priyam hitam. It must be truthful and satyam priyam. It has to be told properly in a way that is pleasing, and then hitam, it must be useful. It must be useful. It must be useful. Otherwise, that's why all this yakking, everything else will come in this chatting and all that category. So it must be useful. If it is not useful to me and you, don't talk. That's what he's saying. Satyam priyahitam chayat. And so that's why sometimes useful advice may be hurtful, may appear hurtful, but it is useful. Therefore, a friend says, no, what you're doing is not right. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do it. I'll do it differently. So that usefulness. The person is concerned about the benefit of the other person. So, satyam priyahitancha yat. Then the painful truths have to be uttered also. Somebody has to utter painful truths. Painful truths. We saw this in the camp. I don't remember the shloka. And there is a shloka. I forget it now. There are the people who can utter truths that are useful to me and can be hurtful, can appear hurtful, are rare and few. Rare and few means that people will rather speak good things to me than tell me the truth, which is useful to me. Because that truth is hurtful, That idea, that somewhere one shloka was there. So that art of uttering painful truths, it's a skill that we have to learn. So it's good. You give anesthesia first. You praise the person and you send him to the seventh heaven. Suddenly you give him an injection, And then that is called, that is the anesthesia, that art we have to learn. Because pida is involved, and then apidakaram he says, Shankaracharya. So, and Manusmriti shloka is beautiful. This one, our Shastri Patak, like Maniprabha, Shastri Patak also has given a commentary of Mundakopanishad. There he says, satyam brūyāt, priyam brūyāt. Satyam brūyāt, priyam brūyāt. And then, na brūyāt satyam apriyam. Asatyam apriyam. Na brūyāt satyam apriyam. That truth which is not said in a pleasing way, don't say it. Don't say it if you don't know how to say it in a proper way. Na brūyāt satyam apriyam. Apriyam satyam na brūyāt. Don't say. Okay, that's how it is. Then priyam cha nanritam brūyāt. Priyam cha nanritam brūyāt. So that's satyam. If you can find a way to say it in a very pleasing way, in a useful way, then brūyāt. Then speak like that. Yeshaha dharmaha sanatanaha. What a word it is. If you want to define what Sanatana Dharma is, here is a definition from Manusmriti. Iti Manusmritehe. He says that. Okay, that Shastri Patak ji. Like Maniprabha, it's called Bala Bodhini. The name of the text is called Bala Bodhini. Okay, Sridhar Shastri Patak. He's written a beautiful commentary in Sanskrit. So he's quoting it. So that is satyam. Satyameva jayate. That satyam it is. Okay, satyameva jayate. You should not say it is some satyam mithya jayate and all. No. Satyameva jayate. Satya vachanameva jayate. Okay. Did we cover that? I think we must have covered that mantra. In Mundaka it comes. Did we cover it? Maybe not. I'm not sure now. Satyameva jayate nanritam satyena panta vitate devayānaha. Okay, we'll see it if I have not done it. Alright. Next. Brahmacharyam.
Brahmacharyam.
Maithuna. Asamācāraha. vidhiśca. Iti kartavyata. Very interesting words. So, Brahmacharyam, Shankaracharya says, Maithuna. Maithuna means pairing. A pair is called a mithuna. So that mithunasya bhavaha maithunam. And or mithuna sambandhaha maithunam. That which is related to that mithunam is called maithunam. Alright. So this physical relationships, not, Paramarthanandaji says, not entertaining illegitimate or improper relationships. Okay. That is what Paramarthanandaji says. Maithuna asamācāra. Samācāra means proper conduct. Asamācāra. This mithuna. Asamācāra. That you have to bring in that inappropriateness in that. You have to read interpret that inappropriate. Absence of inappropriate physical relationship. Like that he's saying. And our Patakji is saying, Darshana Sparshanadi Ashtavida Maithuna Abhavaha. Ashtavida Maithuna Abhavaha. He says absence. So Darshana Sparshanadi, all these sensual contacts, all sensual contacts to be avoided. Like that he says. He doesn't talk about inappropriateness, etc. He doesn't. All that he doesn't say. So he's more literal about this. Okay? Maithuna asamācāraha. So, Grahastha dharma is there. Grahastha dharma and all certain things have to be followed. And so, if you take it that way, then be a Grahastha. Don't be a dual, don't do another act outside the house. Not acceptable. Alright. brahmacharyam, vidhiśca, that is the last word in the moolam, vidhiśca, tasmācca Purūṣāt eva samprasūtāḥ, right? That's from that same Brahman alone. This vidhi also has come. What is vidhi? Iti kartavyata. Iti kartavyata. It is one word, iti kartavyata. Iti kartavyam. This is how it must be done. That mandate is called vidhi. Vidhi is a mandate. So, very interesting usage in Sanskrit. Iti kartavyata. Anena prakarena kartavyam. In this manner it must be done. Okay. That is the meaning of vidhi, mandate, obviously. So that entire methodology, when it comes to karma, what is the iti kartavyata, vidhi? Yeah, this is how these karmas have to be done. A puja also has to be done in this manner. These are the different steps in doing puja. If you don't have time, you can abbreviate it a little, and these are the steps you do. You can eliminate certain steps. You can come back to it later. Okay. So iti kartavyata. That's all we have to learn from somebody who knows. Okay. Because they also have been taught by their own gurus. And so iti kartavyata. When it comes to yagas, homas, etc., there are iti kartavyata is very big. Very big. This is what they learn in Veda Paఠశాlas. And so kalpam. So among the Vedangas, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Kalpam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham iti. 6 Vedangas are there. In that Kalpam, that word Kalpam means what? The know-how of doing rituals, the methodology of doing rituals, the science of doing rituals, including things like what should be the shape of the Homa Kunda, which side what darba should be placed, when they should be placed. That is all called Kalpam. So there is an indication to all that here in this, through this word vidhi. All right. So this brahmacharyam and all came out of Brahman. Okay. Means what? That means what? Hey, the Vedaha, earlier we saw in the previous mantra, Vedaha, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, all came out of this Saguna Brahman only, right? Correct? And so the Veda has all these mandates, including all these 4 varnas and ashramas are all there in that. So that in that manner, from Tasmācca Purūṣāt eva, these things, brahmacharyam also has come about. That's the way to read it. All right. Next, we read it, I think. Bahudhā. Okay, next. So this is concluded. And so we should keep in mind that bahudhā has to come. So word bahudhā is there. Shankaracharya, devā bahudhā. And Swami Paramarthanandaji says bahudhā can be applied to any of these bahudhā paśavo, bahudhā manuṣyāḥ, vayāṃsi, birds. Different types of birds are there. Birds like albatross that fly miles and miles, thousands of miles. And then here there are sparrows which also fly, but they're all within a small locale they fly. So all that bahudhā you have to say. So bahudhā samprasūtāḥ. That is the way to understand this. All right. Okay, let's do the Anvaya. Tasmācca devā You know what? This bahudhā samprasūtāḥ is there, no? In the mantra. Bahudhā samprasūtāḥ. You just pluck those 2 words and put it towards the end of the mantra. Pluck it out of here, put it towards the end. That is the Anvaya of this mantra. So what is the Anvaya? Tasmācca devā sādhyā manuṣyāḥ paśavo vayāṃsi prāṇāpānau vrīhiyavau tapaśca śraddhā satyam brahmacaryaṃ vidhiśca bahudhā samprasūtāḥ. Shall I repeat it? Everybody got it? Just the two words bahudhā and samprasūtāḥ. Samprasūtāḥ is a verb, so it comes all the way at the end in Sanskrit. Bahudhā samprasūtāḥ. Put that at the end of the sentence, end of the mantra. That becomes your Anvaya. Okay? Next mantra. Who is next? Yeah, Prasadji is there. So in your book, there is no Sambandha Bhashyam. But that word kincha is there in the Bhashyam. First, kincha is there. That kincha is the Sambandha for this mantra. Bhagavad Gita Press says quite well. It says kincha and then mantra comes. So you are welcome to call that out in your notebook, PDF. Okay? Sambandha Bhashyam. Kincha
Kincha
sapta prāṇāः
saptaprāṇāः
prabhavanti tasmāt
prabhavanti tasmāt
saptārchishah
saptāchishaः
samidhah
samidaः
saptahomāः
saptahomaः
sapta ime lokāः
sapta ime lokaः
yeshu charanti prāṇāः
yeshu charanti prāṇāः
guhāshayāः
guhāshayāः
nihitās sapta sapta.
nihita sapta sapta.
Once again. Sapta prāṇāः prabhavanti tasmāt
saptaprāṇāः prabhavanti tasmāt
saptārchishas samidhas saptahomāः
saptāchishaः samidah saptahomaः
sapta ime lokā yeshu charanti prāṇāः
sapta ime lokā yeshu charanti prāṇāः
guhāshaya nihitās sapta sapta.
guhāshaya nihita sapta sapta.
Good. So we will continue this in the next class. So I have to give you an introduction to this, the context of this mantra. All that, these 2 minutes are not enough for me. So we'll do it in the next class. Āpadāmapahartāram dātāram sarvasampadāṃ lokābhiramam śrīrāmam bhūyo bhūyo namāmyaham kāle varshatu parjanyah prithivī sasyashālinī deshoyam kshobharahitah sajjanās santu nirbhayāः. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.